Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Iggyx and I'm back with another Rome 2 replay cast, and this time I'm going to be casting some Aima tournament replays, and this is from the quarterfinal, and in this particular replay I'm going to be Armenia, playing against Athens, controlled by SH Fuckwad, good player, a good guy. So let's start with some of the army compositions here. So I have five Cardly Axemen, 4 Eastern Slingers, I believe, no, 5 Eastern Slingers. I have 4 Persian Cavalry. This is an army I used in the previous video I did. And I have 2 Hillmen, I believe, on the flanks for throwing javelins at the unsuspecting cavalry, and 2 Horse Archers, which could be useful in the late game. And Athens has gone for 3 Slingers, 3 Militia Hoplites on the front to take charges. We have some Thurio Spears to throw jabs at my cav, so a very good idea. We have 3 Picked Hoplites, I believe, yes, 1... on the left, 2 on the left flank here and 1 on the right flank. We have some Thracian warriors, very handy unit, especially against cavalry, so a good choice there. And we have 3 citizen cavalry and some thorax hoplites. So right off the bat, you can see that I'm going to be quite concerned with dealing this Athenian army because they have a lot of very heavy spear units. They have jabs, they have cavalry to make me pay for my charges, and they have slingers, which are really bad for my horse archers. So this is a pretty good army to counter my army. So we'll see how I manage to counter it. Let's fast forward a little bit here. So I'm going to harass him a little bit with my horse archers. I see that he's not supported by any skirmishes here. At least, I mean, these slingers should be turning around. But I'm getting some pot shots on the citizen cavalry. They're not a great unit, so not a high priority target. But because I want to get charges in to hit his hoplites, his important units, he can make me really pay with his citizen cavalry by following up the charge right after I've gone my charge. So it's very important that I get these citizen cavalry off the field and also get rid of his mobility, because then I can just get charges and skirmishing at will. So it is important to get these 3 citizen cavalry off the field. But I'm retreating a little bit. He's going to move forward now a little bit. I'm going to move forward. So let's see how this main engagement goes down. I'm going to move my Persian cavalry back so he can't target them with his slingers. Citizen cavalry moving forward. So I'm going to take some pot shots on his these militia hoplites. Well, that's not a good use of my ammunition, so that's not great for me. But I'm going to take some pot shots at his slingers here. So they're going to take quite a lot of damage here. He's going to move up his slingers to return some fire. But really, I out skirmish him in the skirmish department. Like, I have far more invested in my skirmishing, so he should really force the engagement now. And I think he is going to do that in just a second. So he's going to move these thorax hoplites close to my right flank here. Supported by some Thracian warriors, so they can get in with a charge and move out and then keep on getting cycle charges. My Cardly Axemen, I'm going to throw some javelins here, and he's supporting with citizen cavalry, so I'm going to push my Cardly Axemen away, and then I'm going to get a charge in with my Royal Cataphracts, and then quickly get out before his Thracian warriors get in and do some real damage to my Royal Cataphracts. So this is really well done on my part, actually, getting these Thorax Hoplites. They don't get a charge, and then I'm going to chop them up with some Cardly Axemen, and then I'm going to stop his Picked Hoplites with my Hillmen. They're going to retreat quickly. So this is actually a pretty good engagement for me. He did get a charge of his Thracian warriors, but I'm gonna start targeting them with skirmish fire. So we'll see how this goes down. But yeah, for the time being, I'm definitely winning with my Cardly Axemen against these Thorax Hoplites. So definitely a victory. And we get another charge here with my Royal Cataphracts into these Picked Hoplites. I don't have anything ready to support, so I'm gonna push my Hillmen in so I can get my Royal Cataphracts safely away. And as you can see, he's moving his citizen cavalry because he's smart and he wants to catch my Royal Cataphracts before they get another charge on him, but he's gonna stop it midway there. He's gonna chase my Eastern Slingers here, my elite Persian archers, but I'm just gonna get away, I think. No, he's actually gonna catch them and he's gonna get a charge into my Cardly Axemen. This is not good for me, but I'm gonna follow up with a charge of my Persian cav, so he's gonna lose some cavalry here, there's no doubt. And I don't think my elite Persian archers actually... Well, are these the elite Persian archers? Did I really buy elite? I don't remember buying elite Persian archers. They're not a great unit, but fair enough. I bought elite Persian archers. Fair enough. So they're not going to rout because they have pretty good morale. So I guess it was worth the investment in that scenario. But usually I don't go for them. I go for the cheaper archers. But yeah, he's moving in with his Picked Hoplite General. Very good unit, especially against Armenia. Very tanky, very heavy, so they can take charges very, very well. So we'll see how I deal with it. These Cartly Axemen are about to get a charge, and I really need to get charged into these militia hobbits. Well, actually, they're not a great unit, but still, I should be getting a charge in here. And he's going to chase up my Royal Cataphracts while I'm busy engaging over here. I'm going to get a quick charge on his general over here, and I'm going to move in my Cartly Axemen. This is a pretty decent engagement for me. These guys should do okay. And then I'm going to move in my Persian cavalry to get another charge on these mercenary veteran hoplites, and then follow up with a Cartly Axemen charge here. So this is another pretty good move on my part. This is what you really need to do with these cavalry heavy factions. You need to get your charges in, block their charge, do a lot of HP damage, and follow in with Cartly Axemen. And that means that they generally don't get a good chavtos, so they don't damage your infantry unit, and they don't get a charge. So that's very important when you're playing as a cavalry heavy faction like Armenia. And I have managed to do it pretty well this game. So well done me. My Royal Cataphracts are getting caught here, unfortunately, which is not brilliant, by picked hoplites because I'm microing elsewhere. It is difficult to micro everywhere on the field, but really this is a rookie error. I should not have let my Royal Cataphracts get caught there by picked hoplites. I should be getting them out of there right now. These Cartly Axemen do very well against these Three Spears and these Citizen Cavalry. You really need to get out of this engagement. These guys are getting swamped, but I am pouring skirmish fire into these picked hoplites, so they're going to start taking damage. His general is being ganged up on here and losing decisively. So if I can quickly get rid of his general, that would be a major blow to his army. But in general, these engagements have gone pretty well for me. I'm going to get another charge here on his hoplites with this Persian cavalry. Persian cavalry, by the way, an absolutely fantastic unit. Fantastic mid-tier shock cavalry, very heavy shock cavalry for their price, which is brilliant. They have a decent charge bonus of 67, a lot of health, so just a fantastic unit. I prefer them to Eastern Cataphracts, honestly. They are a brilliant unit. But honestly, so far in this battle, he's failed to stop a lot of my charges, and he's let me charge his hoplite units, and they get my Cartly Axemen into those engagements, which really, if you let that happen, it's not good. Especially because Cartly Axemen, they really should not be winning these engagements, a lot of them, and he doesn't get a good charge over his Thracian Warriors, which is not good for him at all. Not sure exactly what happened there, but they did not get a good charge. Unfortunately here, he's responded to my piling up of Cartly Axemen to piling up Thurio Spears and hoplites of his own, so I'm going to lose these guys. They're in red morale. They do not have brilliant morale. It's only 55 from these guys. I'm chasing him up with my horse archer, so I'm going to destroy that Citizen Cavalry. Moving in for another charge of my Persian Cavalry over here. These Citizen Cavalry are about to eat it with some Persian Cavalry charges. I don't know exactly where I'm going to charge. I'm going to charge his Thracian Warriors. Well, that's a very silly idea. I mean, I'm going to do a lot of damage with Thracian Warriors, but they're going to do a lot of HP damage to me. Well, that's interesting. I actually didn't lose that many, but generally if you charge Thracian Warriors when they're charging at you with cavalry, you'll lose a lot of cavalry, so you should probably not allow that to happen. So these Citizen Cavalry, as I said, have been eliminated. I'm going to pull my cavalry out, so it's a good move on my part. I am losing these Cartly Axemen. They've been swamped, and the 55 morale just cannot take these numbers here. But as you can see, I actually have quite a lot of skirmish remaining, and he does not have much. He has some slingers here, but they're going to crack because he does not have the mobility to protect them, essentially, unless if he boxes up. So I'm going to get a charge into these Thurio Spears. They are only a medium spear infantry unit, so they will actually take quite a lot of damage from these sorts of charges, especially if you get a clean one like I'm about to. Right over here. He's going to put them in square, which is smart because it gives you extra morale. And bracing, but they are going to really eat it. This is going to be a very nasty charge for these Thurio Spears. They just do not have the health or the mass to resist these kinds of charges, especially repeated charges. So I'm going to get a charge onto his Thracian Warriors. I noticed, I took care when I did this charge to make sure he was not charging at my Persian Cavalry, because if they are charging, you take far too much damage for it to be worth it. And I'm going to follow through and try to get to his slingers over here if I can. Again, another charge on these Thurio Spears, so they should die soon. I'm tempted to charge his picked hoplites because they have their backs looking the other way, but they do have expert charge defense, so now they've turned around, so it's probably not a good idea. But I am going to finish off this Thurio Spear here. These Persian Cavalry have done a great job, 103 kills, a chevron and a half, and they are going to make these slingers rout, hopefully. Hopefully? No, they don't rout. But still, my Cartly Axemen have actually performed really well. 116 kills here, and they were swamped this whole battle. His general's almost dead. So I'm going to make it a priority in the late game. As you can see, I'm pushing up my slingers to get some pot shots to this general here. So that'll be brilliant if I can make that happen. His picked hoplite here is isolated, very slow, he's winded, he's very heavy spear infantry, and I'm a very mobile army, so honestly, for the time being, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on killing his general. I'm going to leave this picked hoplite alone and get it to rout by itself, essentially, if I can. So we'll see how I do that. As you can see, I'm ignoring his slingers over here. I'm going to chase up with some Persian cavalry, but I'm focusing on his general. I want to kill him. I want to get this morale blow on his army so they all start routing without me having to do much. These Thracian warriors are going to get shot up to pieces. They're going to get absolutely destroyed. They're going to rout any second now. I'm going to charge right through these unbraced militia hoplites and get straight into his slingers. So that's good for me. But I'm going to pull them out actually because I see these through spears here. I want none of that. So I'm pulling these guys out. But they do get a pretty good charge from these militia hoplites. So it went pretty well. Focus firing on his general. His general should collapse any moment now. Smartly, he's using the depleted slingers to chase against my eastern slingers, and he's going to catch them a little bit actually, which is definitely unfortunate. But I do think I'm going to follow up with a cavalry charge and put them out of their misery in just a second. Well, actually, I'm wasting ammo on them, so that's a fantastic move. Well done, Mr. Iggyx. But anyway, as you can see, I'm still leaving these picked hoplites alone. What I was thinking of doing was obviously he can only face in one direction. I was thinking of surrounding it and charging from whatever direction he wasn't facing. I'm going to get his slingers, but I think towards the end of the battle I just leave them be. But yeah, the battle is definitely my favorite right now. I have a lot of skirmish remaining, I have a lot of cavalry remaining, I have my cataphracts left, Persian cavalry, I have even my horse archers still have ammo, I believe. So the writing is pretty much on the wall for Mr. SH Fuckwad here. But I think crucially in this battle, the reason why it went really well in my favor is because he allowed me to get a lot of really good charges of my Persian cavalry to get my Kartli axemen in without getting the counter charge of the jav toss in the face. And crucially, I didn't pay for it. He didn't have any javelin units supporting his front line, so I didn't pay much. His citizen cavalry charges that followed up weren't particularly effective, and so yeah, as I said, the picked hoplites are going to rout here without me touching them essentially. But yeah, he should have tried to punish me more for my charges there, but that was a still very good game from Mr. SH Fuckwad. Let's see the stats here. So my Royal Cataphracts got caught by his picked hoplites, so they did not go very well. Micro fail on my part. These horse archers actually did pretty well because they still had ammo. They were full strength. Persian cavalry doing a fantastic job. Like I mean, there are not that many kills here. 206 is pretty nice, but it's not that many kills. But it's the HP damage that counts, and the fact that they interrupted charges, which they did brilliantly. So these guys did a fantastic job this battle. What are the elite Persian archers? I brought 2 elite Persian archers. That's bizarre. I don't remember anyway. So yeah, I had my 2 Eastern Slingers here, and these Eastern Archers doing a pretty good job. These guys, I mean, they did survive to the late game, so they did pay for themselves. These Kartli Axemen all doing very well, supported by the charges of the Persian Cav. And his picked hoplites doing a K. I think you probably need more kills from these guys, but they did get countercharged, which is unfortunate for them. These militia hoplites doing nothing special, but these are a pretty good unit. I do like them. These slingers doing okay actually. You know, 65 kills is pretty good when you look at what they were up against here. These citizen cavalry not doing much. They are shit, but yeah, still not doing much. These Thurus spears getting a chevron, so nicely done there. These guys getting some important kills on cavalry. This veteran hoplite doing nothing. So yeah, very good game, and I'll see you for the next one next time.